Happy Thursday, right? Are we at Thursday? Jiminy Cricket. I hate these 5-day work weeks. These things suck. I just want to tell you,
if you're going to complain about working 80 hours a week, then maybe not have 3 jobs.
Yeah, maybe not. I just want to tell you, we've got stories for you today. Yeah, we're going to hit on the Kimmel stuff. We've got a story that's going to soften your heart. And another story that's going to go, oh, and then think, I don't know if they should do that. I don't think that's something we should be doing. So I'm glad that Charlie's wife's taking it over. Everybody was trying to figure out who could replace him, who could do this, her. And you know what? In many cases, if you go back and look through life, when a tragedy like this happens and somebody steps up, you realize that this, unfortunately, may be their destiny to take this and make it something even bigger and stronger. And I've seen that. And it's the person that maybe you didn't think was going to be the person to do it. Or as everybody was pontificating, I was reading, articles the last several days. Oh, because it's be this person. It's going to be, and a lot of people kind of throwing their hats in there. What about this person? What about that person? And a lot of it was baloney. But she's the obvious choice. She is. Not only for his memory, but to take what he's done, because she's been the closest, and to grow it and in ways that maybe, we can't even think about. And I think that's just a smart thing. Plus, she's got the vigor, the vim, like this extra energy because of what happened. So I thought that was awesome. I did. I mean, Ken ruined it with his tease.
Yeah.
You'll get better at those. You'll get better at those. We were talking about Messianic Jews, and somebody had texted in before Chris left. A Mason Jew? No, Messianic. They believe they're Jewish. And remember, they're Jewish as in they've got Jewish blood, but they believe that Jesus was the Messiah. Where other Jews, like the rest of them, don't. They believe he's not come yet because he's late. Oh, Chad, burned the bagels. Saw Trump and man, the pomp and circumstance last night. Woo! Trump was in his element. Top hat and tails. Loved it.
Did they ever eat?
No, I don't think
I was getting ready to say, man, if you were hungry and at that dinner, you're probably starving to death.
Those, first of all, I could think of no other place in the world. Everybody's looking at that going, Trump's like, all I want is a burnt steak and a Diet Coke, right? No, you're not getting that.
I want a Big Mac.
Totally. Yeah, Brits. Messianic Jews are essentially like Christians, like part Jew, part Gentile, right? They believe in Jesus. They believe he was the Messiah. They believe he's the Son of Man. They believe all of those things, the same thing that Christians do, but they are, what we would consider if they're Jewish, right? So they trace their line, the whole 9 yards. They could live in Israel, all of that stuff. There's not as many. There's not as many. Somebody said Erica Kirk, 2032. Man, I tell you what, I don't know if I'd want to be the president. Right?
No way, man.
No way. That's just the thought of, and even in, like, we're going to have Gina Bolson on a little bit later, just running for something at this point in time, how it's on you 24/7. It's not just in a newspaper. It's nonstop chaos, it feels like. And I don't know, because I know a lot of people thought Charlie was going to do that. I always thought Charlie was going to try to go on and be more like a Billy Graham figure than anything. I think that's where his heart was leading him. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't think she'd want that. You got young kids too. That's the other thing, man. You got to think about it. You'd have young kids in the White House.
Yeah.
We had
and, I remember when everybody, Democrats, were clamoring for Michelle Obama to run.
Yeah.
Here in 2024. She didn't like it whenever Barack was in office.
No. Yeah.
There's no way she was going to get back in that.
Because she saw what a nightmare. Only psychotic people do that, Hillary, that want to do that and see it up close like that, too. Because not only did Hillary see it up close, she saw it up close as the first lady, Then she was in the Senate. Then she was the Secretary of State. So she saw it and she still wanted that job. Because when they all leave, man, they look 6 months afterwards, they look so much happier. Like, oh, I'm glad I don't have to think about this crap anymore.
Well, it's interesting. You watch them age. I remember the images of Obama after he came out of the first national security briefing.
Oh.
And his face is it's just like, so that's what's going on.
Yes.
And then look how fast, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton aged fast.
He did.
George W. aged
Bush.
fast.
And if you go look at Trump from his first debate to here, there's an aging process. There is. I mean, he may be orange still.
He's thinner. He's kept the weight off.
Yeah. Well, he's tried to. I mean, he is only, 183 pounds, according to him? That is always funny. He lies on his license like everybody. How tall are you? 5'11".
That's what I should have done. I just got my real ID back. Oh, not back, but I just got it in the mail yesterday. And, I looked at my particulars on there, and I thought I should have lied about that.
You should have. What would be your lying height?
I'd want to be at least 5'10". I'd like to be 5'10". It's never going to happen.
No.
I was close to it in high school.
And you're shrinking now?
I was 5'8.5".
You're almost there, man.
I was almost there, man.
How tall are you?
Now I'm 5'6".
Oh, shrinking.
Yeah.
Bill, what about you? How tall are you? 6?
6'1".
How tall are you with the hair?
If I tease it up like the 80s?
Yeah.
6'7".
Remember Fletch?
Yeah.
6'1", 6'8" with the afro. So it's a very everybody's got that lion thing, right? Like if you've ever online dated, it's like, how tall are you? 6 foot.
Yeah.
I tell everybody I would just lie. I was like, I'm 5'8". So that way I'm surprised. Oh, goodness me. Crazy. So we do have some stuff. We'll talk about the Kimmel stuff. Again, I didn't have a chance to listen to the guys today. It's an interesting time. There's no doubt about it. It's a very interesting time. And everybody's all of these companies are trying to shed salaries. If you want to know what wins in the television industry, are you guys ready for this?
Money?
Football.
Football.
The Eagles and the Chiefs, the largest regular season early round game ever. 33.8 million people on a Sunday afternoon. Think about that. That's if they could buy all the live sports and then shut the stuff off the rest of the day, they probably would. Because a lot of these things are just money sucks. That's it. I mean, and you buy football and spend all that money because you're trying to promote your other shows as much as everything else. It used to be you spent a lot of money, the audience was there, and outside of the Super Bowl, though, you didn't get the huge money. Now you get the huge money for a regular season game. I mean, it's crazy. But when I looked today, I'm like, you will go now and look at the top 10 television shows every week. It'll be whatever game of the week was, followed by the after game show, followed by the next game of the week, followed by their pregame, and then their after game, and then the other three things, and then Sunday Night Football, and then 60 Minutes, that's like ninth. That's the way, maybe Dancing with the Stars. My wife, because I know that started last night, and she's like, I'm excited. I'm like, you're not going to watch that. She goes, I'm only watching because of Corey Feldman.
Why don't they just call that show Dancing with the B-listers?
Corey Feldman.
Man.
Corey Feldman. That's all you got to say.
I ran across that video where Howard Stern was like wearing a G-string or something.
Yeah.
And there were little people dancing, and Corey Feldman had a new song out, and he was performing. I think it was on MTV. But, I mean, it just looked like a freak show. If you haven't seen it, you got to look at it. I was just thinking, man, that's not how you launch your music career.
That is not. He is an interesting character because he really wants to be a rock star.
Yes.
And he goes, man, he'll play at any fair that you give him a chance to. And he gets out there. Did you see Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit brought him on stage?
No, they took him out on tour.
They took him out, and he rocked. Fred's like, dude, he's a legitimate. That guy can play the guitar. He's legit.
Well, there you go.
The problem is he's Corey Feldman.
Feldo.
Yeah. Remember how bad it was between him and Corey Haim, where the judge ordered them, they couldn't even be around each other?
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about your best friend and you getting into so much trouble that a judge looks at you and says, you two can't be around each other anymore. It's the world we live in, Ken. Trying to bring back the dodo bird.
Dire wolves.
Have you seen the dire wolves?
No.
They have doubled in size.
Really?
They are huge. It's going to be awesome. And they're healthy as can be.
They better not release them in Idaho.
They are not. They're going to keep them.
Those ranchers in Idaho will kill them on the spot.
Yeah. And you don't want to kill those because those are very expensive dire wolves.
Yes.
Those aren't regular. Those aren't your run-of-the-mill regular wolves. But I was telling, this is how weird our world is. So if you guys follow Candace Owens every once in a while, just to see what's going on out there that's wacky. She's in a lawsuit with the Macrons of France because she's got it on great evidence, has done documentaries, all these things, that Brigitte Macron has a wiener. Okay? Not lying, used to be a man. It's gotten to the point where they've sued. In fact, it got to the point so bad that Trump called her and said, hey, you need to knock it off. I'm trying to negotiate a bunch of stuff over here, Ukraine, et cetera, et cetera. And she said, I will for a while. They finally sued her. So this is all going down. They announced today in France that she is going to provide photographs of her hoo-ha as well as like a gynecologist certifying that the hoo-ha is a hoo-ha that's real.
You're kidding.
Nope. That's where we are in this world.
Oh, my.
Photographic evidence. Oh, I don't. How did we get here? Because they're suing them for a ton of money. And the way they've gone about it is they've looked at when her channel went from, like 2 million to like 6 million. And so much of it was during this time. So they're coming hard for her. And the fact that we're even having this conversation, first of all, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Brigitte was called Bob at one time.
So what?
So what? They're grown-ups. They're French. They have nothing to do with us. What is it? Like, here's the deal. If she proves that she had a wiener at one time and used to be Bob, does the war in Ukraine end?
Well, it might end a couple days early. Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, God.
Goodness.
Bill goes, is she really? What's it say, Bill? Photographic evidence. Doctors and stuff.
So, if you were never called Bob,
yeah,
do you go to these links to prove it?
Well,
or do you just say what you will, man? I mean, I don't get it.
I don't. And all this stemmed from, there was a lawsuit by the Macrons over somebody over there who accused them of the same thing, of which one of the people was a medium. Like, it came to them in a medium moment of clairvoyance. And that ended up going to court, which they won. And then the court threw it out because the court said, yeah, even though it's not true, they didn't benefit from saying it. It's not like they profited off of it.
Right.
So, and that was kind of the big deal, where over here, this is, there's a chance. And I'm sure she's probably nervous because what if? And does she get to go? Do you send a representative to go look at the hooey?
Can you imagine being the judge in that case?
Yeah, what if it goes to trial?
The vagine.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my Lord. That's our world we live in. We're bringing back dinosaurs because we've never seen a movie or not really done, but dinosaurs are just a different animal. And we're going to probably have photographic evidence of the
First Lady of France's
vagine.
Goodness.
Is the vagine.
What if they just, cut it out of a magazine and say, there it is. See?
Oh, goodness, man.
Ah, well, that's good enough for me. The judge.
Yeah, being a judge. Like, how do you even...
Judge, let me get a closer look at that.
It's so bizarre. The whole thing's... I mean, there's a lot more to it, but just the fact that this is going on, that they're having this kind of conversation, that there's lawsuits, and how do we get here? When do the aliens show up and just put an end to this ride?
Social media.
Yeah, social media. This is not, I don't know who thought of this. Bad idea. Bad idea to let crazies all talk to each other. It used to be they had to search each other out. We could see them. Now it's a click away. Oh, my goodness. Oh, they go to the people's court. Oh, that'd be great. Judge Wapner. Talk about a Wapner.
Man, what if Judge Joe Brown was to take... Well, I think... Wait a minute. Did he pass away?
No.
If he did, God
What about
rest his
Judge
soul.
Judy?
Judge Judy? Well, is she still going or is she retired?
No, she's got another show now.
She actually, they stopped they got rid of Judge Judy, and she went on to do another show that was basically the exact same format that she owns fully.
Yeah.
Judge Greg Mathis.
Yeah, she was the highest paid TV star.
Yeah, she was getting $41 million a year.
Think about that, kids. $41 million. That's why it pays to maybe go to law school, because there's also places where you don't have to go to law school to be a judge. So there's that.
Man.
Welcome to the world we live in, kids.
By the way, Judge Joe Brown's still alive, 78 years old.
Right on, Judge.
And I'm happy about that.
I like Judge Joe Brown. He's
I do
funny.
too.
Coming up, we will talk a little bit about Kimmel and all of this stuff. We'll get your thoughts on that. Bunch of other stuff still to get to. It's not just about Kimmel. There's some other great news coming out in the television world we will discuss as well. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. I don't know if you're looking at all of the stuff flying in on the hoo-ha. Hoo-ha gate.
Hoo-ha. Wasn't that a show back in the 70s?
That was hee-haw, a little different. That's in another dimension. We're going to go there and come on over. We're going to watch hoo-ha.
No, I'm not.
You're like, well, hold on a second. What's that? Yeah, but oh, goodness. The stuff that's flying in from you guys about that. And some of you are going, are you being serious? Bell, am I being serious?
Totally.
That's the crazy.
100%.
If the aliens come down here and they're like, we would like to ask you questions. Hold on a second. We're watching the big case to find out if the French president has a wiener or not. She says she doesn't, but this lady over here says she does.
Oh, my goodness.
They'll be like, we are going to leave now. Oh, Lord. What do you win? I mean, that's just it. It's like, we got to do better, people. I almost want to see if we can. This is what the Lord, they probably had, back in Noah's day, probably had social media. They're like, we're going to try this maybe once. Stuff went south. We're like, we can't do it anymore. It's coming. It's coming. So, Kimmel. First of all, I'm going to say this. I knew Jimmy way back when, long before Man Show. So I was at a station, KRF 101, Los Angeles, and we had bought their station, which was called K-Rock. He was the morning show sports guy. So Jimmy the sports guy. In fact, Jimmy the sports guy didn't even have a sidekick yet, which was Adam Carolla. And Adam just showed up one day and snuck into the place, was going to teach Jimmy how to box. That's the kind of long. He became something way different. And then as he got further into Hollywood, it's a hatred of Trump that is it is Trump derangement syndrome. He lives in this world now that is completely different than he used to be and who he used to be. Because if you watch The Man Show, I mean, juxtapose those two together. Have you ever seen The Man Show?
Oh, yeah. I used to watch it.
Yeah, well, of course, because they had girls with big boobs on and hoo-haws on trampolines.
Jumping up and down on trampolines.
Never get away with that these days.
No. He used to do Carl Malone. Karl Malone liked to take basketball, put it in hoop, then go down and get his paycheck inside of the mailbox because that's what Karl Malone sounded like. So he became something different. And then he got into Hollywood deeper. And then it was just wackadoo land. So Trump derangement syndrome, absolutely real. Is what he said the worst thing I've ever seen? No, because there were people all over the place who were doing 1,000 things worse. The problem is he lied. That was the big deal. He lied. He knew it, that this guy wasn't some MAGA, red hat wearing, white supremacist. But he still went out and he said this.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
And that's what he was trying to do. He's playing to his audience, which is small. By the way, all of their audiences are small.
Yeah, because they've alienated half the country.
And because the other half, even half the country that they would like to watch them, don't. Right. Because nobody watches. Who stays up and watches late night TV?
That's what I was telling my wife. I said, late night TV ratings are going away because the people they're watching who they want on social media. You've got entertainers on social media with hundreds of millions of viewers.
I watched, who was it the other day? Mr. Beast goes, "Hey guys, it's me, Mr. Beast. I just got my 400 millionth subscriber."
Yes.
400 million subs.
And wasn't Kimmel making like 16 million a year or something like that?
Yeah. That was it.
And
for what? $1.5 million? He's not even, by the way, Colbert has a bigger audience than Jimmy does.
Yeah, Kimmel was third. Like as of September, he was third.
This to me, when Nexstar, which was the TV company that pulled him off of all of their ABC affiliates, which started this, when they did that, I think ABC looked at it and goes, "This bleeding wound has to stop."
But here's the thing with Nexstar, for you guys don't know. Remember when Trump got that nice little payoff from CBS, Paramount back in the day? So why? Because the FCC was never going to greenlight anything until they had taken care of that issue. And they did, and then Paramount got to go to the hands of Ellison. Nexstar they have the most TV stations in the country. And if you know anything about the broadcasting industry, to try to slow down monopolies, they limit you to certain things. Nexstar is trying to buy Tegna, which has Nexstar's, most of their stations are small and medium. Tegna has big stations, Dallas and all over. And guess what? They're already tapped out. They can't go any further. But the chairman of the FCC thinks that could be antiquated. We may have to make some changes, so we'll see. So it's more than just this situation where everybody's like, oh, I mean, yeah, getting rid of Kimmel, get rid of them all. Nobody watches late night TV. Nobody does. Because we're fragmented. People watch television when they watch it on their phones, the younger generation. They're certainly not tuning into Jimmy Kimmel. They're watching TikToks.
Yeah, I think ABC, just like CBS, this is what was going to happen to Colbert and Kimmel anyway.
Yeah.
This just allowed them to do it faster.
Yeah. But as Bell said, you can't say stuff like this. So this is the FCC chair Carr.
Oh, yeah.
Talking.
In some quarters, there's a very concerted effort to try to lie to the American people about the nature, as you indicate, of one of the most significant, newsworthy public interest acts that we've seen in a long time. And what appears to be an action by Jimmy Kimmel to play into that narrative that this was somehow a MAGA or Republican motivated person. If that's what happened here with his conduct, that is really, really sick. I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
We could do this the easy way or the hard way. They called them and said, you better figure something out. And Sinclair, who, by the way, is also the same group that, do you remember when Sinclair had to read everybody had to read the same thing?
Oh, yeah. They put out that, what was it, a promo?
A promo.
And there's actually videos on YouTube of all their stations. It's like a collage video, and all of these different newscasters are reading the same script at the same time.
Yes, and they're to the right. So you've got one group that wants them to change the rules at the FCC and allow them to buy Tegna for $6.2 billion. They're getting rid of Kimmel. Anything to smooth it over. And if you don't think this is a big deal, the Democrats toyed around when Biden was in office that, hey, talk radio is extremely right-wing. Maybe we need to have some fairness doctrine where we start breaking the stations up and making sure there's a balance everywhere. Oh,
yep.
That's the issue. Because if you think it stops here, flash forward 10 years, and then it's, President Bernie Sanders, because he's still alive. No, or somebody, Gorman out and another guy said, like, AOC, and she decides something like that. Or you've got to think about what are the repercussions, because Trump, not only did he say how horrible he was and all that stuff, he also came out and said, Jimmy and Seth, you're next. We don't want that. I don't want the government involved. You want to fire somebody for being awful, ABC? Come out and say it.
Yeah.
Have the cojones to go, look, dude, it's partly you, and it's also partly this is a medium that nobody cares about unless it's sports. That's it. Nobody watches this anymore unless it's sports. So we're moving on, and that's that. Come out and have the cojones. But if the government is saying, we could do this the easy way or the hard way, that's a suggestion. No, that's the kind of mob suggestion. Would you like the silver? Would you like the lead? And we want to make sure our government stays out of that. We want that. Jimmy he's awful. He's not funny. By the way, he was never a stand-up comic. He's just not funny. But when I look at this, it should worry people. It should absolutely worry people. Because they go, oh, this might be a little, this isn't you got fired because you're crap. We already know he was crap. He wasn't any good. Nobody's watching it. I mean, he's behind Jimmy Fallon. By the way, I've seen Jimmy a couple times. I don't even think he talks much about politics. Mostly it's to people in the Midwest, and he does dances and sings songs.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch Jimmy regularly. It's been years ago because I loved him on Saturday Night Live.
And he's so funny.
I thought he was very funny, and I never saw anything political from
No, he
him.
did some, but, no more than a Johnny Carson would have done.
Right.
He actually had Trump on one time where Trump let him mess his hair up.
Yeah, and by the way, 2016, go look it up. Kimmel and Trump were together. He came on that show. And yeah, Jimmy's lost his mind. He's got Trump derangement syndrome. But the bigger issue is, should government be able to put pressure in such a way where they're deciding, oh, we don't want this here. And then you've got companies out there that most people aren't even talking about where they're trying to get stuff through. And, hey, this is going to look great. This is extra credit. What do you think is going to happen now? They'll change the rules so these guys can do more than anybody else has? Let's be fair. And everybody's going to be like, well, what about this? What about that? Remember, like Fox News and all that stuff, that's all different. The FCC really only has technical kind of oversight when it comes to certain things. They don't have any kind of programming. You can't come after because it's not the airwaves like it is here. You're not licensed in that kind of way. I mean, nobody was calling for, a few people were. Brian Kilmeade last week if you guys didn't hear, he suggested, why don't we just euthanize the homeless? And then he came out and apologized the next day, but it got lost because it was kind of the same day that what happened with Charlie.
Did he really say that?
Oh, my God. We'll play it when we come back. I've got it. It is. It is crazy. We'll talk about
Goodness.
that. I know, right? Just crazy. But I don't care that Kimmel's gone. I never thought he was funny, but I do worry about the fact that you've got the FCC guy going, you guys better do something or else, because they're not always going to be the right-leaning FCC. So think about that. If you're missing the show, shame. Grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Yes, Brian Kilmeade did say what I said he said.
Billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
That was said by a Fox News guy. Involuntary lethal injection, just kill him. And because of what happened to Charlie, that went away quietly. Nary a word from anybody on the right. He realized, I shouldn't say that. He comes out and he apologized for it. But think about, I mean, I was upset about what happened on the train. Okay, I get that. You're talking about, the way you said it, though, is, just kill him. I mean, come on.
Basically just put mentally ill people under one umbrella.
Yeah. What about the vets?
Is there such a thing as voluntary lethal injection?
Yeah, I think that's up in Canada, right?
Oh.
Isn't that what they're doing?
Okay.
They allow those people to...
I mean, I get he was probably speaking from emotion because, that case is horrific, but that's...
To lump that into, like, well, if you're not going to take treatment because you're mentally ill for whatever reason, or you've got an addiction, well, we're just going to kill you. That is, come on, right? But the hypocrisy of everybody running around go, no, it's totally different. It's because of this, because... No, let's be real on something. That is just kill him. That's a tough one.
Little heinous there.
Little heinous. And I like Brian. Brian's a very nice guy. And again, it was an emotion thing, but that you got to do better, as we all know. And I never once called for him to be fired. Never once. Some people did, but because of Charlie, it went away. It just never got any traction.
Yeah, and I mean, he can say what he wants.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But if the government came down and said, you guys better figure something else or else, that'd be not a good thing, right? Nobody'd like that.
Right.
There you go. All right, coming up, hour number 2, more good stories on the way because we're doing good stories today. If you're missing the show, grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.